Hello there. It's taken a while to get the stream going, but everything should be all right now. As I see dropped frames, of course. Just gonna reduce my output quality a little bit. Thanks for joining. I'm gonna do something a little bit different since I'm still waiting on my capture card, which really shouldn't take very long to arrive. And I'm also waiting to get LN2 until I have my capture card. And my single stage is currently not working. But that's not going to stop me from going sub-zero. So what I actually have set up today is an ice bucket RAD system, which we've never done before. And as you can see on the main video, it doesn't seem to be working all that well today because the RAD has been in a bucket for about 15 minutes and the CPU has been idling and it's still showing plus 26. But I have to say this is about as low budget and AIO as you can imagine, and I don't have a proper retention mechanism for it, so it's basically held on with elastic bands. I'll try and show you on the second camera. I usually don't show my rig, but I think this is worth showing because I may never set up a system like this again because I have a single stage and LN2 and dice if I wanted. So anyway, just trying to figure out, yeah. So that's basically 120 millimeter AIO inside an ice bucket, a bucket of like 5 kgs of ice, and then we have, that's just the system, the radiator attached to the system. Everything else is pretty standard. I have just get the postcode in properly and make sure camera isn't going to fall off. Which is always harder than you think. Okay, I think that's all right. Still focus on that. So I have a PCI postcode card in the system today because this is a Crosshair 5 formula. And it's kind of weird that they called that card that motherboard formula. Now it's called Hero, the main Crosshair board by Asus. Okay, so what do I have in the system? I have a Phenom 2 960T, I think it's called. Let's just double check that. CPU, there we go. Oh, it's actually showing up on the BIOS there as model unknown because I have unlocked some cores, but I'm pretty sure the 5-core chip is called 960T. If it's not, then forgive me. And my board is a Crosshair 5 formula, not the Z version. RAM, I've got some hypers in there. Now, I'm not really sure if hypers are the best thing to be running here, but it's a new kit of hypers, so I just want to give them a little bit of a workout. I'm not sure if it's the right IC to be using, but anyway, I have better cooling methods as well. I'm going to be setting personal bests because this chip hasn't been run 5-core before, but the idea isn't massive high scores. So it's Corsair hypers. I just want to make sure this kit was okay because I got it from the US pretty recently. Benches, all 5-core globals. Oh, thanks, Billzoid. Okay, so the sensor is for the socket, not the die. So I'll have to get the temp monitoring going on in the US. That's a good point. Hypers and Samsung. I have both Hypers and Samsungs, but I've run my Samsungs on Haswell before, and they did. I think they just about did 2800 C 9 12 12, which was okay. This is the beer I'm drinking. Big Mouth. It's Sunday night. Okay. So PSC is a mess on Asus boards. Yeah. All right. I might try Samsung's another day, but I'm curious to see what hypers do and whether there's even hyper profiles on this BIOS and stuff. So yeah, welcome to everybody. Hold on, my title is still wrong. Of course it is. So the thing about the stream is it's Livestream 13, so probably something is going to go wrong here. Um, okay, stream title is updated. Let's see. I think the camera setup is all right. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have the view of my CPU socket and RAM and everything that I usually have, because usually the post display is on the board. But on this board, there's just these little LEDs that don't show up well on camera and don't really tell you much. I mean, I could every time a LED shows up, I could say, "Oh, this LED is for RAM or whatever," but I think that's not great. With this PCI card, we have the standard ACES post codes. So 62 is a good post. Whatever AE is booting up OS and so on. I think most of you will be familiar with those. Let's get going. I haven't. Oh, thanks for the host, Bill Zoid. Yeah, my stream is doing better than I would expect, to be honest. I just crossed the 50 follower mark, so hopefully I'll be getting the affiliate invite pretty soon. So that'll be nice because then I have the option of subscriptions and emotes and things like that. All right, let's actually do some overclocking here. Hey Bilko, thanks for joining. This will be a pretty noobish stream, I have to say. My knowledge of AM3 is basically non-existent compared to AM4, but I hope we'll get somewhere. Okay, so manual overclocking tuner, of course. We're on the latest BIOS. I have 6 cores unlocked at the moment. Oh, your 990 FX. Hi, Jokot. Has PSC problems. Yeah, I didn't imagine that PSC would be the best on this architecture, to be honest. I thought it would be either, I don't know, Hypers or like some other sort of more obscure IC. Affiliate is based on how many viewers you get simultaneous on streams. I think you're thinking about partner there. Let's just go. Okay, here we go. So affiliate, these are the requirements for affiliate. I don't mind showing my overview here. There's nothing too secretive about this. So affiliate, you need to stream 8 hours in the last 30 days. I easily get that achievement. Stream 7 unique days in the last 30 days. That's, I think I met that about 3 or 4 days ago. As I'm dropping frames, I'm just going to reduce my output quality. I mention this almost every stream, but it's worth mentioning again. Internet in Australia is absolutely horrible. I'm using 4G for this because my 4G is better than my home internet. All right, so the achievements, so it's number of hours, number of unique days, average viewers, and followers. So I've been able to meet the requirements for most of those achievements for weeks now. Actually, the last one I got was the 7 unique days stream achievement, and that I got a couple of days ago, and just today I got the 50 followers. So the 50 followers for me was the hardest one to get. I think what you might have been talking about is partner, which is completely different. Like there's no follower requirement for partner. It's just number of hours, number of unique days, just like affiliate, but higher numbers, of course. And then the really tricky one is the 75 concurrent viewers. I think that excludes hosts. I may be wrong. So yeah, I'm not going to be partnered anytime soon, but just 5 minutes before the stream went up, somebody followed me. I was on 49 followers, now I'm on 50, so hopefully I'll get the invite pretty soon. Okay, so most phenoms top out at 1800, 666. Okay, that's good to know. Thanks. From where? Yeah, New Life's hypers. New Life is really good. If anybody doesn't know New Life, he's an Aussie overclocker, and he doesn't sort of try hard for the rankings and stuff. So he doesn't he doesn't post in the forums either. So he's kind of a little bit obscure in that sense, but he's actually a really, really good AMD bencher. I think he has the last Country Cup. He got the AMD 2-core Cinebench 15 record. He was, I think, the second person to get 4000 megahertz DDR4 on AM4. That's a lot of fours in one sentence. So he's a really good AMD bencher. All right, let's see if we can get a baseline going here. as I'm hearing a bit of echo. We just need to work on your social media. Yeah, definitely. I do need a let's say need to improve that. I have Insta. Insta is going pretty well, and Twitter, but I don't feel like making a Facebook page, to be honest. I think Facebook is slowly but surely dying. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Okay, let's see. HPET, we will need that because I'll use Server 2012. So I'll try the 5th core first. The thing about this is I have to run any 5 cores out of 6 cores. So I could sit here all day and binge every core except the first core. So the first core for some reason can't be disabled. It must be tied in with, I don't know, cache or something. I have no idea. But there's some reason why the first core can't be disabled, but all the other 5 cores can be. So you could run, first core on, second core disabled, all the others on. First core on, second core on, third core disabled, everything else on. There's so many different combinations, but I'm just, from the last time I ran this chip briefly, I remember that 5th and 6th core were close. So I'm just going to run the 5th core. If I have if this chilling setup works out, I may go back to binning cores. Yeah, Maestro. So the thing about streaming is I've shown this on stream before. Because of the time zone I'm in, I can basically choose to stream for the American viewers or the European viewers, and not really and anything in both of them at the same time, basically. So if I do a morning stream, Australian time, that will grab basically all the time zones in the US. If I do a week time, I work basically 9 to 5 like everybody else. If I do a weekday stream, it has to be in the evening my time, and that grabs people in Europe who are like in college and don't have to work, and it's like a morning stream for them. So there's no other timings really I can do. Oh, sorry. Yeah, not your. I don't know what message exactly you were trying to send, but you can whisper me it if it's something really important. I have basically pretty loose spam settings enabled on Nightbot. I allow links, and I think I allow profanity and some stuff like that, but maybe really a lot of caps and stuff might still be disabled. It doesn't like your slashes. I can do reruns of past broadcasts. Yeah, I could do that. What I'm actually working on as well is I am considering attempting a 24-hour OC stream. I think it would be very interesting because it would just mean that everybody can tune in because it will cover all time zones, and it would be just fun to marathon, overclocking. I think I would. Can we not fucking square? All right, let's just reboot with just the 5 cores enabled to get us started at least here. I don't know. I'd like to hear people's opinions on a 24-hour stream. I mean, I think the reality of it is that if I attempt a 24-hour stream, it will not end up being a 24-hour stream. I think it will maybe end up being a 12-hour or 16-hour or something like that. But I think it would still be fun because if I time the start of the stream right, in the first, let's say, 12 hours, I would go through all of the different time zones of people who actually watch. Last day of Team Cup. I like your thinking, Joko. Or I need to disable CPU fan monitoring as well. If I knew where it is, fan speed monitor. Here we go. So I have to ignore this because I don't have a fan connected. Because I'm running the pump just off of regular Molex. Auto, yeah, turbo core. So Billzod, you asked about PS Check. I've used PS Check for an 8 GHz attempt once. I'm not sure what the benefit of it would be here. Is there no Turbo V support on this board? Okay, let's go with DDR 1600. Okay, so we have need food, drinks, bathroom breaks. Yeah. Use it to, yeah, core specific ratios. That's fine for 8 gigahertz attempts, but what benefit does that have in regular benching? As I'm seeing drop frames again. Just kind of reduce my stream output quality again. It's a constant struggle to get working internet in this country. So there's a PSC profile which is 712.7, which is, I suppose, not that bad. I'll have to grab the Turbo V. Not sure if the current gen Turbo V works. Okay. I wonder what they mean by 4 gigabyte settings. 10, 12, 11, 28. What IC are they shooting for there? Someone there with me. Hi, Matthew WRS. I'm not. This is it. I'm not asking for followers ever again. There's no more follower goals. I am at 50 followers. So that's one line I can take out of my script. Okay, these profiles included are just horrible. I'm gonna load the PSC. I'm gonna go like 888 to begin with, and just see what happens. Double figure viewers, I like it. Welcome to everybody. Hopefully I'll get some benching in. Oh, it's still complaining about the fan error. Maybe I should just hook up a fan just to keep it happy. Oops. I think that's sensible. Gotta point a fan at something. I have my RAM. Oh, these dropped frames. Yeah, I just selected disable. I just selected ignore and it still didn't ignore. There you go, ignore. It's still not ignoring it. Yeah, that's right. Wait for F1 on error disable. Yeah, that's a better thing to go for. I forgot about that option. No fan. All right. So we've got our memory reasonably dialed in. FSB is 200 on this platform, isn't it? I think it's a 200 base. So let's go like 10 ratio. Make sure the F1 is gone. So yeah, 24-hour stream. I think I'll put I would put like an 8 gigahertz attempt in there. I think that's an easy going thing to do in a long stream like that. I think I would do a bit of like Aquamark on my good Intel chip on LM2. I don't know. I'm gonna start a list. I want to see what it would look like to. Oh, the system just went dead. Interesting. No, I mean, Maestro, I'm talking about a 24-hour stream in the loosest sense. I'm gonna aim for a 24-hour stream, but it will probably not be a 24-hour stream. Hopefully that makes sense. I will line up content. So it's still showing fan error, but no F1. That's good. I would prepare rigs and OS images and all that stuff for a 24-hour stream, and then probably not make it to 24 hours. What is this? Why is the system shutting down? Some sort of weird overheating or something? Yeah. Because, I mean, in reality, that's what everybody does with 24-hour streams, right? Um, I don't think many people really make it to 24 hours. Just want to disable onboard devices. Oh, we're in IDE mode. Interesting that IDE mode is the default on here. LAN disabled. No audio. Just gonna save a profile as well. It's interesting how it doesn't show you this BIOS what changes you've made when you hit F10. It's very different to its successor. And for me, 24-hour stream could also mean something like, I don't know, a 1-hour dinner break in the middle, The BIOS is so nice. Just gotta wait for the USB drivers and stuff to install. 5 gene. I have a 6 gene. I like my 6 gene. My SSD is making weird noises. Hopefully it's not about to fail. So I'm wondering whether my PS2 splitter is broken, because anytime I connect it, I always get a working keyboard but not mouse. So it's a little bit weird. And I've put the mouse in the USB. Hopefully that will auto detect and all work. I have lots of different Windows 10 and 7 and Server 2012 images for different platforms, but just not for AM3 Plus. Come on, detect the USB, please. Otherwise, it's going to be a keyboard only stream. Something's just happened. Let's try a different USB hub. It's the nice thing about USB. There's always plenty. Yeah, here we go. All right. Apparently, Haswell Turbo V works on AM3 Plus. Knowledge bomb. Here we go. Nice. Okay, let's actually just restart first. Yeah, Bilko, but the way I always look at it is I want to always be able to use my PS2 ports properly for both the keyboard and mouse, because that's what I want to use on Windows XP. And I obviously want to do Windows XP for 8 gigahertz runs and things like that. Mod Squad. Yeah, Rave is pretty good. I don't think he's around today, but he's been pretty good at sticking around for my streams. 12 viewers, that's pretty impressive. I haven't had a 12 viewer stream in a while. And this is only like a makeup stream. This is just something I came up with. I was driving past a petrol station and thought, why can't I do Ice Bucket? Okay, let's so we've got our 5 cores, 5 threads, really important. And let's just try and set the multiplier. That set as expected. FSB to like 205. See how that goes. Okay, Turbo V is fully there. For this, I will need core temp. Okay, let's just do the HPET thing. Just gonna find a copy of core temp and copy it over. Thanks, Maestro, for hanging out. Enjoy your dinner. Bon appetit. 12 viewers. I like it. Yeah. Just need temperature monitoring. What's it called again? Hardware monitor, isn't it? I never use this. It's pointless on LN2. Hopefully that will give me an accurate reading. I'm just checking all the lines are nice and cold on the AIO. Hardware info, yeah. I knew I was gonna mix those two up. Thanks for the hint, Billzoid. Yeah, it's just I don't use this software ever, you know? I really don't. What's the point? What is the point on LN2 or even single stage? Let's start a 100M run while we're waiting. Oh, we don't have... Does GPU Pi 5 core exist? I'm learning a lot of new things here. I thought it did, but maybe not. Just copying over hardware info. Okay, let's check these rankings for 5 core stuff. I thought it existed, but maybe the chips are just a little bit too old. These 5 core chips. This is how slow my internet is, guys. It's not a joke. Oh, there you go. Not a single submission on 5 core. W prime it is then. W prime it is. Okay. W prime and X265. So just gotta copy those over as well. If you have the right version. But the thing is, I mean, how come nobody has subbed 5 core then? There's no 3 core and 5 core subs. Oh, this is version 3.3. Well, that was a big fail. Let's go back. Okay, that did surprise me a little bit. Okay, here we go. There are 5 core subs. Alibello on LN2 is first. Let's just see what reductions and stuff he's running. Hopefully you can see that. 6M 512. Okay, that's just the standard one. 6M 512. Okay, let's copy over the AMD SDK as well. I thought that was installed, but it's not. It's not installed. Okay. Just bear with me a little bit. I just have to get a few different things copied onto a USB stick. So, Billzoid, what are you planning to bench in the next while? You've got your Skylake X set up now. You have quite a few X470 boards, so you have a few things to pick from. Hopefully I have a copy of the AMD SDK just lying around. I do. So that's all I need. W prime, AMD SDK, and also X265. Now that's a big one. Hopefully I have that lying around, because downloading that, I'll be retired before that's downloaded. I may look for that while W prime is running. 4-way. 7948X ambient 4-way with which GPU? course, the installer service is not started. Okay, I think that doesn't require a reboot. Yes, we have multiple devices now. Sensors only is the way to go for hardware info, I think. Oh, God. Gotta install a hotfix. Furies. Nice. Do I really want to install this hotfix? I suppose I do. Let's install this hotfix. KB3033929. Why does it need to sign the driver? Like, I don't really get it. If somebody can explain to me why I need to install a security update just to read out a temperature monitor, that is just kind of insane. Okay, gotta start the Windows Updates service. I don't enjoy the software part of overclocking. I just wish there was, I don't know, maybe even an agreement amongst overclockers to have just standard images that you can't even sub if you're not using a standard image. You know, there's a Crosshair 5, I don't know, image for Windows 7, and that's it. Do some sort of validation to make sure people really are using those images. I don't know, that might be a controversial statement, but I really think it takes away from the actual overclocking to have to screw around like this. It's nice and quiet in here with just... Of course it's not applicable to my computer. Let's try a non-diagnostic startup. Maybe that's what hardware info really needed. OpenCL 1.2 versus 2. Well, I need to install one of them, and the only one I have lying around is 1.2 because I always use that. But yeah, that's interesting. 1.1 is required from, I think, an old Celeron I was benching would only run on 1.1. Let's try that again. That's not looking good. Let's try the 32-bit version. Well, it wouldn't allow me to install the update. Let's just make sure that it's not diagnostic mode. That caused that. 13 viewers, I like it. Welcome to all of you. This is Ice Bucket. Okay, diagnostic mode was screwing around with Windows Update. Yeah, so this is my first stream, possibly as an affiliate. I'll have to look at my notifications. Maybe they've already sent me. Okay. Yes, I've received my affiliate invite. That's pretty cool to get that on stream. I literally just saw a little notification on my Twitch. Okay. Ooh, okay, it's wanting me to enable two-factor authentication and stuff like that. Apparently that's a prerequisite. Okay, just give this a restart. Okay, just entering my phone number, so I'm not gonna switch the view, whatever I'm gonna do. That CPU fan error thing is still triggering. If I'm ignoring the fan speed and I've disabled F1, it's a little bit weird, but I'm not going to complain as long as it doesn't stop me from booting, I suppose. I won a 7970 Lightning today for a really good price, something like 60 US dollars, so that's nice. Okay, hardware info. You have absolutely no reason not to work anymore. Yes. So what are we seeing here? Memory clock. 40 degrees CPU. That's not ideal. It's not ideal at all. I would have been better off just mounting fans to my rad, I think. I'm probably doing something wrong, but I mean, it's a 120 AIO. It's probably not got a very good pump on it. I'm just feeling the lines to see what's going on. It seems to be going all the way to the block, but then the block is just not very good at transferring the heat. Secondhand stuff is cheap. I don't know, X558 is really expensive. And X79. Okay, whatever, let's just run GPU Pi. What are people running? What is a good thing to aim for here? Obviously gonna run 100M first. So this is the best sub that's ambient. So I'm gonna try for that. I'm just gonna see how much BCLK OC this guy has applied. I suppose it doesn't really matter for GPU Pi because we're not. Oh, he's at 203. Yeah, he's at 20 mult. Let's just try that. Let's go like 20 mult. See if it works. At least for 100M. Eighth use. This is so depressing. Eighth in global points is worth 2.5 points because of the scaling. So yeah, since revision 7, everything's based off of the first spot. So if the first spot is minutes and minutes ahead of everybody else, then you can see how quickly it drops off. So you need a single stage just to get proper points. I don't care. I just want to mess around a bit with this chip. And okay, that was a shutdown. My thermals seem to be really, really bad. I may have to go back to the Hyper 212. Yeah. Just moving around the ice a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Northbridge is important even for something like GPU Pi. I'm gonna try and max the core first and then see everything else. So 4-way Furies or Fury X. I assume you don't have 4 Fury X's. Okay, so we're back at 15 mult. So the memory has been dropped, but that's okay. We don't need memory anyway for GPU Pi. Let's go 20 mult. Let's go 19 mult. I'm going to be very careful with core voltage. Okay, let's go 20.5, just so we're over 4 gigahertz. And then just run a stability test. Yeah, let's go 4, 5, 12, the usual. Crosshair 4 is better. Okay, 4 gigahertz didn't run. Just gonna load that profile up again. What makes you say that is Crosshair 4 DDR2, and does that let you push BCLK more? .5 V core. Okay, I'll try that. It's interesting what Asus does with its Turbo V core, how it allows it to be run on all platforms of a certain age, even no matter how different they are. So this works on AM3 Plus and on Haswell, but it doesn't work on Skylake. .5. I think this is a reasonable thing to go for, but I could be wrong. So 100M. Time for the blue screen again. I might have to throw it into diag mode. No, it's passing hardware info. Oh, we have a batch 1. Sorry if I seem a bit distracted. I'm actually really eager to enable 780A. I'm really eager to enable affiliate. So on my second screen at the moment, I'm doing that. Okay, it's looking like it might pass, which is usually that's my famous last words. Yeah, I just wish there was a bit more pump associated with this AIO. I got the AIO with this board, so the deal was quite good. I think it was something like $60 for a Phenom 6 core, Crosshair 5 Formula non-Z, and a really gammy old horrible AIO, but it was free, so you know. Okay, I think this is interesting to show. So affiliate, you have payout registration step 1, then there's an agreement you have to sort of sign basically, and then there's a tax interview, and then payout setup. All right, I won't be doing that while I'm overclocking, that's for sure. Oh yeah, just gonna save this just as a baseline. No. Okay, let's go higher. Let's get another blue screen. Group tuning, of course. Okay. 23 wouldn't apply. Thanks for all the follows, guys. Much appreciated. This is one of my more boring streams, I have to say. I'm waiting for a capture card to arrive. I don't have liquid nitrogen right now, so I'm sort of just making things up as I go along. But it's useful because I'm making sure that a kit of hypers I've got is working. I'm testing a chip that I haven't used before. A board that I arrived in a horrible state. It was covered in dust and stuff, but it seems to be working fine. Yeah, phenoms are really hit and miss, aren't they? One of my first LN2 sessions ever was on a phenom that didn't do 6 gigahertz, I think. I mean, didn't even get close. I think what I'll do is I'll find a reasonable core clock. Would be perfect for your Sempron. What are you talking about, Jokot? Is it another board that Corsair 2 formula? Okay. M5A 99X Evo. That sounds like a good deal. So what did we have? 22 didn't apply. Let's try 21. I'm gonna grab a validation. And Billzoid, just so you know, the shortcut for validating in CPU-Z is F7, not Alt F4. Just public service announcement. Okay, let's go with that. 21. I'm gonna throw it into real-time mode. This has been a fun stream already. So many viewers and new follows and affiliate invite arrives in my inbox while I'm streaming. What more could I ask for? And the beer's good. If anybody doesn't know, I often have beers while I'm streaming. The first time I streamed, I did it just to relax, but now it's sort of become a little bit of a tradition. I even have Nightbot commands. I rate all my beers on Untapped, which is a pretty good app. Well, this is passing at least. While it seems to hang on batch 8. I'm going to have a look at the 100M rankings actually, just to get an idea of, I don't want to call it efficiency, but because clearly this isn't efficient, but what my setup is like. Is there something that I'm doing terribly wrong? Because I want to get my 100M okay before I start a 1B run, because they go, what, 15 plus minutes. So even though there's no points really associated with 100M, I'd still like to get it at least somewhat close to what it should be. Maybe I can get sub 1 minute. Minute 11. Okay, that's a completed run. That's good. I'll do some version 3.3 runs as well. I don't know if I have the stomach for 4K today, but we'll see. We'll see. So the world record, is on single stage. It's a 1 minute 1. That's above 5 gigahertz though, so you can see a difference here in terms of, I guess North is on an older version of GPU Pi. So where are we at? It's 1 minute 11. So we're roughly around where Mick is at. Okay, so we're not actually doing too badly. What did Mick do? I like the custom flag there. Um, even custom background. Yeah, this is Aussie internet, guys. So he had his RAM better. HD link. Looks like it's at stock actually. I was almost not going to stream tonight, but I'm very much glad that it happened. HD link is stock. Yeah. What's mainboard is 2.5 Northbridge frequency. Maybe I should up that. But let's first grab a screenshot pretty quickly, or a validation file rather. Was he on 4512 as well? He went 20M 128. Not sure what that's all about, but could be legit. Let's see how well this reacts to upping the Northbridge frequency inside OS. Yeah, I will have to reboot for that. Wow, how come DRAM voltage? Okay, let's go back to that view. My DRAM voltage is at 1.875. That seems really high for a default setting. That's an old score. Who's Harry? Safety trousers. Okay, thanks for letting us know. Mick subbed. Yes, Mick. He's not exactly the most prolific overclocker out there. Don't copy those. Yeah, but memory doesn't really matter too much for GPU Pi. Again, old score. I know. I'm just having a look. Let me try and see what effect Mainbridge, Northbridge frequency has. 16 viewers, nice. So many new followers. Thanks to Billzoid, Quayak Mew, Costas and Dior, Mac 8K PL. Thanks to all of you. Much appreciated. Oh, 5D boot code. That's what I find with older mainboards is you get a failed boot where they really shouldn't be a failed boot. I mean, I just pressed restart in Windows. How could that lead to a failed boot? They're a little bit less consistent than newer mainboards. Let me into BIOS, please. Okay, MEM frequency is maxed. So the Northbridge frequency was 2000. Let's go 2600. Just as an attempt. December 2016. Okay, that applied. Is it going to be stable, I wonder? Okay, let's just do it like this. Let's look at the top sub. This is the 1B rankings. 1B is going to be good enough. I don't think people vary their settings too much between 100M and 1B. This guy went all the way up to 4 gigahertz on the Northbridge frequency. He did a little bit of... No, he didn't do any HT link tuning. He just did BCLK OC. So I'll keep my HT link at stock as well. I'm going to try like 3 gigahertz, and I think if that doesn't give me any scaling whatsoever, yeah, that's fine. That will tell us. You did W prime at the same settings. Well, I mean, W prime doesn't really care about core, on-core and memory. So, but yeah, I always appreciate a good cringe mix. So yeah, I'm glad I found the setting for disabling link protection in Nightbot. North bridge to PCIe. So you're saying hyperthreading link is better to up the hyperthreading link? Such an interesting platform with an FSB of 200. Okay, let's go 1.5 vCore. I mean, this is an old architecture. Maybe I should go higher, but so 22 didn't apply. I think we had a run at 21 last time. I'm gonna try and live dangerously and go 21.5. Yeah. Let's FSB up a little bit. So basically what you're saying is don't worry about hyperthreading or hypertransport. Don't worry about the other link, the Northbridge link. Don't worry about memory, just core. I like it. I like this platform already. All right. Blue screen. It triggers me a little bit that I have absolutely no idea what temps I'm getting out of this chiller setup or this ice bucket setup. But it looks cool. It's going to look cool in the rig pics, so that's something. 5 kilograms of ice cost me $4, so I suppose it's worth it. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go 202 BCLK and 21.5 mult at 1.5 vCore. I think that's, it might not be maxed, but it's gonna get me as close as I can really to where I want to be at. Save the validation file with the F7 shortcut. If anyone doesn't know, Alt plus C is the shortcut for starting the calculation in GPUPy and in SuperPy32M. That's what way they copied it from, I think. Okay. Let's go 21.5 at stock BCLK again. It's funny how the chip goes from being completely stable, really, to just not even completing a single batch of GPUPy. What are the W prime rankings like? I keep forgetting. I look at Hyperbot rankings so much, but I never sort of have an idea of where I'm going until I check the rankings again. Except for the really common stuff like 7700K. Yes. Let's start a run. Please no blue screen. So W prime takes 2.5 minutes on LN2 on this chip. That's insane. That's clearly insane. Okay, that's gonna finish. Let's go to the rankings. So, as it's an older benchmark, we have so many more LN2 results. Oh, I just said it was gonna finish. Did that even blue screen? I wasn't paying attention. Well, my camera wasn't switched either, but that just hard rebooted. Okay, let's go 21 multiplier. So the thing is, right, this platform has half multipliers. How old is Phenom 2? How incredibly old is Phenom 2? It has half multipliers and 200 BCLK. Intel still doesn't have half multipliers. Why? Can someone explain that to me? Whenever I'm benching Intel, I'm fighting cracks. I'm fighting the fact that a chip might do a certain frequency, but I can't physically even set that frequency because my RAM might be unstable at that particular BCLK setting. On Ryzen, I have quarter multipliers. I can set pretty much with the, I think, 0.2 BCLK on the crosshair, I can set any frequency I want. If I really wanted to, on Ryzen, I could get the frequency right down to, you know, a handful of megahertz, 2 or 3 megahertz. On Intel, it, you know, crashes at 5.1 or let's say 7.1, but it's perfectly stable at 7 gigahertz. I don't know. I just can't figure it out. Where does that weird, you know, idea come from? So our previous result was 1 minute 11.197. Let's do an Explorer kill as well. I just don't get it, you know, like why is there no quarter mults or half mults on Intel? It's so limiting. It's so incredibly limiting. And the last thing you want to do when you're pulled down, you're at full pot, you're just pouring light nitrogen, and you have so many things to worry about, is break out a pocket calculator and try and figure out how you're going to hit a certain frequency. On AMD, you just go up a quarter mult or down a quarter mult. It's just infuriating. I'm not going to say anything about this run because last time I said something about the run, it just crashed the moment I said something about it. So I'm just going to, oh, okay. Maybe even that one comment was too much. Okay, let's go 20.5. Yeah, my cooling method is just not ideal. Maybe there's a bad paste job on there and not enough contact. But I don't really care. I just want to get a run in, get a feel for the system. This may sound strange, but I may not have enough ice water in there. There's a 5 kg pack of ice in there. But the obvious problem is the actual lines running from the CPU block to the RAD are not long enough to go all the way down to the bottom of the bucket. And ice water is going to transfer heat better than just ice on top of a RAD. So that may be an issue. So is anybody else benching at the moment? What are you benching, if you are? Okay, 20.5. Let's try. instant. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, you got it from Bill Zoid's Facebook. Hi. You're searching for DDR2. DDR2 is not easy to find, is it? Oh, my hands are cold now. Improve the performance of something. Is it a CPU, a graphics card, an orchestra? What are you trying to improve the performance of? Yeah, I haven't really gotten into DDR2 at all yet. It's so hard. Bilco is in Australia as well. It's so hard to find stuff, old stuff in Australia. It's just ridiculous. So does MaxMem work on hypers? Oh, you're trying to improve the performance of a home AC unit. Um, because it's the middle of summer in the UK now and you're sweating your balls off, or because you actually want to attach it to a CPU for overclocking or GPU? Batch 11. Hype. Single core in the 24-hour stream is definitely happening. I have two Celeron G470s. That's definitely going to be a thing. The summer thing. Okay, that's fair enough. You Brits don't aren't really used to the summer. I wish. Okay, my CPU block just disattached. Like, just came off at the end of that run. That's not good. I'm gonna weigh it down. Okay, the Hyper 212 is now on top of my block. Okay, that's a result, and it's slow. Slower by quite a bit. Let's go up another half mult. And rerun. The summer thing, yeah. It's about 10 degrees outside here, and our houses here are not really very well insulated and stuff, so I'm struggling. It's good for benching, I suppose, to have cold ambient temperatures, but it's actually not, counterintuitively, it's not good for LM2 benching because it will make the air more humid and then you have more condensation issues. So yeah, as much as I don't like benching in the summer, which is what we were doing for country cup, and it was quite tough. I also don't like benching in the winter because there's so much condensation build up. So the best would be something like 25 degrees ambient. I think that would be nice. Please don't fail this one. Put a hat on. There is, oh god, I don't know I don't have the link in front of me right now, but there is an 8-pack. I think it was a Vantage All Out world record that he just did in a warehouse somewhere, and there's a video attached of him doing 5-way GPU and CPU as well on a LAN 2 in a warehouse wearing gloves and a hat. It's so weird. This is actually a new best. Probably just because of, I don't know, reruns, or because I killed Explorer or went real time. So it's like 170 milliseconds faster. So let's note that. Let's celebrate that by... I can get a global first by running 3.3, version 3.3 GPU Pi now, because there are no subs. So that was 21 mult. Let's FSB it up. So that's 4214. It's only 20 megahertz. Let's run it anyway. Let's just fine tune this a little bit, because I'm getting my... Summer is the best and the worst season. I kind of agree. I kind of know what you're talking about. Put a hat on. Yeah. As soon as I get a crash, I'll just up the PCLK one at a time, and as soon as I get a crash, I'll run 3.3 and I'll go on to a 1B run. I do want to get, maybe not 4K in, but I suppose Cinebench would be a good one to run. But then I have to tune my RAM. Yeah, it would be good to get a Cinebench 15 run in. Let's locate that while I'm waiting for this run to finish. We've broken the 111 mark, so that's nice. Hopefully my stream doesn't go to crap while I try to download this 80 megabyte file. Okay, we're getting places here. This is not that bad actually. So Billzoid, are you gonna do that 4-way on stream? I assume yes, but just wondering. Okay, let's go for 3.3. So that was 21 mult at 201 FSP. Nice. I hope to tune in. I do really like your streams. I watch them on YouTube sometimes, depending on how long they are. They're good to chill. Like when I'm overclocking and I'm not streaming myself, then I like to watch your streams and stuff. The only issue is that you do tend to stream when I'm asleep. but that's just, I mean, not much you can do about that. I used to catch the overclocking TV episodes when they were on, because they would be on Friday night European time, so they were on Saturday morning Australian time. So that was nice to just wake up and watch that straight away on the first, just on Saturday. But yeah, otherwise, I very rarely catch your streams live just because of the time difference. But they're good. Really impressive. I wish there were more streamers. It's really only the two of us at the moment who stream with any regularity. Dr. Weeze has more gone into the kind of PC building area. I hope he goes back to LN2, because even though his streams were a little bit dry in terms of just doing efficiency testing for hours and hours and hours, he was very good. I learned a lot from his streams, from rewatching old streams from a couple of years ago, Skylake and early Cable Lake and stuff. 1 or 2 a.m. UK time. Yeah, that's sort of in the morning. Yeah, that might make sense for me. Ooh, that's harsh. Let's just drop that a tiny bit. Oh, 32B, okay. That's not gonna work, is it? 32B on CPU. So 4-way, I might need diag mode here. Any of that cold? Or are you gonna ice your rads, or how do you want to run 4-way? Just all ambient? So debug mode is really good for the newer versions of GPU Pi, just in case you're having some sort of weird crashes, or unable to save is a big one as well. Unable to save the results file. On my, I think it was a global third 8-core run on first gen Ryzen in GPU Pi. I had to rerun it so often, so often, because I kept on. I got the runs in, but then I couldn't save it. Not really sure what's going on here. Let's try a different reduction. Okay. Time for 1B then. Hopefully the heat build-up won't kill it. CPU cold, okay. How are you finding Skylake X? I have to go back to my 8-core. I ran it on single stage once, wasn't impressed with the clocks it did, and just sort of gave up on it. But I'll have to go back to that. I want to sell it. I want to sell it before the mainstream 8-core comes out. I think the value is just going to drop so much. I'm going to start a stopwatch, just in case we get a hang here. Let's check. Okay, a 41 second batch 1. Meanwhile, I'm just going to get my Cinebench ready. extracted and all that good stuff. The way I try to organize my benching stuff these days is one USB stick with all the 3D stuff, one with all the 2D stuff, and one for installing OSs. But that's not working out tonight. High core count, yeah. Threadripper is nice. Threadripper is quite cold for the number of cores it's got. The 12 core, I was able to just sort of gently mount because my pot doesn't have Threadripper mounting, I was able to just kind of sit the pot on top and still get 5.3 gigahertz GPU Pi passes. That wasn't even at full pot. I was having issues getting full pot. My last stream was yesterday morning, so about 36 hours ago now. I was doing DDR3 and DDR4 max frequency. Yeah, as long as you can get TR2, as long as you can get a chip, they're not going to be cheap. And obviously, I have the Zenith Extreme, so like you pointed out in your video, it probably will not run 32 core chips without the VRM blowing up. But I'm happy. Like for 3D anyway, you don't get too much scaling from the extra threads. So what I plan to do is get a second generation 16 core chip, sell my 12 core, and run a lot of cards through 3D with that. So the batches are about 40 seconds each. Yeah, my stopwatch is at about 2 minutes 20, so no fail yet. Oh, here's the fail. I might need to reduce vCore. I'm not sure if I have enough cooling to let me finish a 5D, a 1B run. Ugh. I knew that was going to happen at least once. There we go. Try to be careful. Just have redistributed my ice a little bit to make sure that the rad is picking up as much cold as possible, even though I think my problem is probably the paste and the bad mount. So, the Cyrillus, I'll get back to your question in a second once this run is up. So what I'm going to try is, I'm just going to go, I mean it's heat, right? So I'm going to go 20 mult and stock BCLK. I mean, I'm going to drop my vCore a little bit, 1.45. Yeah, we're still above 4 gigahertz. Restarting my stopwatch. I want to eventually have stopwatch integration on the stream. I think for long benches like this, it'll be good. So the Cyrillus, fast advice. Your brother wants to upgrade his CPU in a gaming station. He wants to future-proof as much as possible, but he can't choose between i5 and Ryzen 5. What do you guys think is going to be better in like 5 years? Ryzen for sure. I'm a little bit biased, I have to say, but the thing is, if at any point your brother wants to do a partial upgrade, so maybe upgrade just, I don't know, just the CPU or just the GPU, it'll work out better with Ryzen 5, I think, because AMD has committed to keeping the same platform, the AM4 platform, until 2020. Intel changes their platforms every year, basically. So from my point of view, definitely Ryzen 5. And you've got to remember too that the current i5s on the Intel side are 6 core, 6 thread. So yeah, the 8600K is a 6 core, 6 thread CPU. On the AMD side, you have 6 core, 12 thread. So in the future, games are gonna need more and more multi-core performance. So the Ryzen's gonna win out there. So from my point of view, definitely Ryzen 5. No worries. Any other questions like that, I'll answer them. The funny thing is, as much as I spend a lot of time with hardware and overclocking, I actually don't game much at all anymore. I did when I was younger. I use my Xbox One for gaming, which I'm sure some PC Master Race people are gonna be enraged by that. So what batch did we get onto last time? I think it was about batch 5. Um, Sorry about my hoarse voice. I was out last night at a birthday, just shouting all night because it was such a loud venue. So my horse is my my voice is a little bit gone. Let's see what we're aiming for here. Just gonna open up the rankings again. No, not version 3.3. They should color it or something. I keep mixing up 3.3 and the regular version. So 5 core. So we're at 4 gigahertz. So we're aiming for about 17 minutes, thereabouts. 17 to 18 minutes. There's the batch 5. Okay, what RAM? Depends on which R5 are you buying, or which R5 are you looking at? The current gen stuff, so 2600 or 2600X, or the older stuff, 260, 1600, 1600X. It might make a small difference in terms of the RAM. G still, R5 2600. Yeah, I think that should be alright. I mean, G-Skill is a good brand. People usually recommend B-Die RAM. We'll see it a little bit. Okay. Gotta remember that's probably Hynix RAM. Look, just looking at, because it's CL16, so it might not OC as well on AMD, but if you just OC it a little bit, it should still be okay. Russian are starting to market a tech cascade. So tech is thermoelectric cooling, isn't it? And then a cascade would mean you cascade them together. So a more powerful tech is the second stage behind a less powerful tech. Interesting. Never heard of it. Could be good. Alright, I'm just gonna grab another beer. Hopefully no blue screen while I'm gone. I'm back. No blue screen, that's good. Ben Spoke is my next beer. Cheers to all of you, even though most of you probably are not in a time zone where it would be appropriate. I mean, tech cooling is inefficient. So are single stages. So is LN2, if you think about it. But yeah, I don't know enough about tech to say whether it's ever going to be any good, to be honest. Rexoid in the house. Nice. So what am I drinking? It's Barley Griffin Canberra Pale Ale, again, just like last stream. Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with anybody about tech. It probably is horrible. A little bit like these people who were hyping up the graphene pads for LN2, and then nothing ever came of it. They just couldn't hold a load. Yeah, Phenom 2 doesn't have a cold bug, that's right. I just don't have LN2 to throw on top of this chip. I don't want to jinx it, but it's starting to look like reducing VCore did do the trick a little bit. 17 viewers, I'm impressed. This is just a throwaway stream. Next weekend, I'm gonna be streaming something much bigger. Possibly 3D on my 7.1 gigahertz chip. Depends on if I can get some LN2 in. But yeah, in either case, what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stream between today and Friday, and I'm gonna prep something. It's either gonna be fixed single stage. It'll be something interesting, even though this is interesting too. This is at 4 gigahertz, Cycon 23. I'm using a 120mm AIO and an ice bucket. That's my ice bucket. Hold on. This lighting isn't the best. So there you go. That's the rad. Submerged in some ice. I wish I had 3 cameras today. I mean, that's another reason why I want to get a capture card, because I actually think there's a good use case for having 3 cameras. One head cam, one on the temperature probe possibly, or maybe the post display, and then another rig cam, and then the fourth thing would be the capture card. I like eating on stream, so if people haven't heard of Tim Tams before, this is double coat Tim Tams. Tim Tams are an Australian institution. They're the best thing since sliced bread, basically, and I'm gonna have some now. They're just these cookie sort of things. They're amazing. I couldn't agree more, Bilko. Double coat is amazing. So the thing with Tim Tams is there's so many different flavors, and they just keep on making new flavors all the time. Now there's iced coffee flavor and all these weird and wonderful flavors. But I'm not fucking kidding. One of the first weeks I was in Australia after emigrating here, the manufacturers of Tim Tams raising the price from $2.50 a pack to $3.75 a pack made front page news in the newspapers. I'm not exaggerating. That thing happened. So people love their Tim Tams in this country. You better not fuck with Australians and their Tim Tams. It's like Germany. In Germany, there's no speed limits on the autobahns, and if any politician ever suggested anything at all to mess with that, I think they would never get elected again. It's the same thing here with Tim Tams, basically. Yeah, Sycon. This is probably a bad chip. Also, my cooling method isn't the best. And yeah, of course, an extra core adds a quarter more heat. So yeah, yeah. But the I didn't even bother to eat the Tim Tams in the US when I saw them. I knew they were going to be fake. It's a little bit like Guinness is an Irish institution, and there are two Guinness breweries in the world. Well, three. There's one in London, one in Dublin, and one in Africa. The Dublin and London ones cover off like supply Europe, and Africa supplies the rest of the world, and it's clearly completely different. It tastes so different. Well, we got as far as batch 15. That's always good. So yeah, if this passes, I guess I'm going on to W prime. Almost a 2 hour stream already, but we're getting stuff done here. This is not like the DDR3 stream last night. Wow, the amount of tax information and stuff Twitch gets you to fill in to join affiliate is interesting. So you're still looking at DDR2 stuff, Bilko? Yeah, it's. I have to say, I mean, I have so much stuff. One of these days, I'm going to do a stream where I just show you guys how many graphics cards, how many memory kits, and how many mainboards I have lying around this room. It's just incredible. I love buying used hardware, but the one bit of used hardware that's infuriating to buy is a memory kit, because you've got to go in, you have to zoom into the picture as closely as possible to maybe figure out what the kit name is or what the memory IC name is and stuff. And your average seller on eBay or Gumtree or Craigslist or whatever doesn't know. So they're just selling a 2x4 GB kit, and it's going to be $200, and it could either be a, a really nice IC or just absolute garbage. Whereas, at least with mainboards, if it's a Formula 5, a Crosshair 5 formula, then it's a Crosshair 5 formula. There's no, I mean, maybe the person forgot to add the Z at the end, but there's limited possibilities. Whereas memory is just endless. Batch 19. This is getting real, guys. We're almost done. So Top Yo-Yo, you oh, haven't joined in a while. Thanks for joining. We've got almost everybody here. We have the who's who of r/overclocking. It's impressive. Please no fail on batch 20. That's happened to me before on LN2. what does my timer say? 16 minutes and 30 seconds. So maybe 30 seconds to go. It's not bad. There we go. That's not bad at all. At 16:45, that puts us in 11th, well, 12th overall. Even though we're quite a few megahertz behind a lot of those guys. What would it take to get to 18 seconds? I don't know. I don't think I can do that. I can try. I will actually try again. It would be nice to get that. Okay, let's just include Turbo V for reference. Sorry, go back to the other view. Turbo V, CPU Z, another CPU Z. Yeah, it's the core voltage that did it. I'm gonna try and go up, even with the lower V core. I'm gonna try and go up. One multiplier is 200 megahertz, so I'll have to go half mults, won't I? No, hold on, one more. Yeah. Not really sure how that works, but anyway. Should I rerun at this point? Let's rerun at 21 mult. Yes. I'm feeling adventurous here. Okay, just making sure my stopwatch is in good order. Gotta you know, add that to my OBS. I think it's important on these long running benches. Okay, that definitely didn't run. Let's try 20.5 briefly. So that was a 20M64 run. That's why they're so bad, I think, in terms of efficiency. Yeah, spreadsheeting. I'm not looking forward to that. I have like a chest, like a big box full of just GPUs and another big box full of just main boards. And I'm at the point now where I just bench DDR4 for most things, because even in terms of modern platforms, I have both the HEDT and the mainstream platform for AMD, and the same for Intel. Well, I don't have Coffee Lake, but I have two main boards. I have an Apex 9 and an MOCF, which both can be modded for Coffee Lake. So if I ever feel like I'm bored, B350 AM4 I don't know. I have a Prime that I like. They should all still be sold. I don't think B350 is that old. Is the successor, is B450 even out yet? I think Bilco can confirm that. I don't think B450 is out that long. I think you're still safe to buy B450 boards. There's not a big difference between the 300 series chipset and the 400 series chipset anyway. So unless there's a particular thing you need, I think it's safe to just go with the older chipset. I was pretty happy with my yeah, there we go. It's not even out yet. Thanks for confirming that. Yeah, my Asus Prime was the cheapest mainboard that was around at the time that I bought AM4 for the first time, and I was happy with it. I still have it as a backup board. Okay, this is going to be my last 1B run, whether it fails or not. Okay, back to hardware bot. Yeah. Oh, that's high HT link though. Okay, what I really want to look at is the 4K rankings. What I've noticed is my chat box isn't in here, so just going to quickly add that. Not really sure where I should put it though. Top right is probably the least AZ place to put it. Okay. 4K rankings. I don't even know how many FPS I can get. Gonna have to do some looking around. Oh wow, there's no team result here yet. Less than 2 FPS. Holy fuck, that's gonna be a challenge. Need a Tim Tam to keep me going here. .677. That's pretty good for RAM. 22-minute run, that's not too bad. I might do that next actually. I'm not too keen on W Prime at the moment. Does anyone know what the DC mode means, engaged? Does that help or hinder performance? Match 3 is out. Last 1B run, I promise. Okay, that can be our baseline in that case. What do we want to look at? Not dice. W prime. We're talking 4.2 or so again. Oh, here we go, Mick. No, Mick didn't want us to look at that sub. Okay, back. Jimmy Fox. Question mark. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna start my 24-hour stream list now. Got like 10 minutes to kill here. So in case anybody doesn't know about it yet, Dropbox paper is pretty good. I prefer it to Google Docs, even though I can't really tell you exactly why, but there's just something about it. I'm open to suggestions as well. So what do I want to LN2 overclock? 8 gigahertz for sure. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna hit it, but I have enough 8 gigahertz capable chips lying around that I should definitely give that a go. So that's obviously going to be. Oh, I'm bidding on an FM2 chip as well. So I might do Crossblade Ranger. Gotta delete that chip though. Crosshair 5 Hero 5 formula. So that's FX, and then Crossblade Ranger is FM2 plus, I suppose. Can't remember the name of that architecture. So that's something that's entertaining, enjoyable to bench, not insanely sort of taxing in terms of how much mental capacity you need for it. So it's good for a 24-hour stream, I think. What else am I gonna run? I suppose just because it takes so much time, maybe 7640X Super Pi 32M. So on the page 6 Apex. And Pi Fast as well, of course, even though I'm not 100% on whether that works better on XP. Is Kaveri? Yeah, I recognize those names, but there's only one of those architectures that does 8 gigahertz as far as I'm aware. So the chip that I'm bidding on is a 6800K. That has quite a high percentage of 8 gigahertz submissions. And someone's got it all the way up to 8.5. Gotta delete it though. That's the only thing. That's a bit annoying. So here you go. I mean, a lot of people missed out on it as well, but pile driver, yeah. That's what I thought. So even the 50, okay. We've got 41 LN2 submissions. Only one of them is below 7 gigahertz. 5800K. New in box. Do you want to open up the box? Everything else is over 7G. There are 34 subs over 7.5. So this is a good chip to get. So yeah, I'll see that. What's good about the 5800K actually? I haven't heard of that chip at all yet. Yeah, no 8 gigahertz submissions. That might be just for a lack of trying though. Oh no. Not a good chip to have for 8 gigahertz. Okay, back to the list. Let's brainstorm a little bit more. We're on batch 10, so that's good. What else can we overclock? Pi Fast, Super Pi, Crossblade Ranger, so 8 gigahertz. Should I do an Aquamac low clock challenge to get that achievement maybe? Ryzen 2000 series, Super Pi 32M. Okay, my bench just died. Let's go on to 1080p. And for that I need to tighten up my RAM. What do hybrids even like in terms of voltage and stuff? No, let's not. Let's actually let's get the W prime sub in and then worry about RAM. Just gonna check on my ice bucket. Yeah, the rad was basically completely uncovered, so that's not great. Let's try 20.5. And there we go. A thread count of 5. I was just gonna set 10 because I thought it had hyperthreading, but or SMT rather. Let's set diagnostic mode. I don't like the fact that I have search stuff running, search services. GT710 GPU Pi 32B. That's actually a good idea. I mean, I don't have a 210, but so that would be go under the other category. So GPU Pi 32B weak GPU. I don't know which one I would run, but whatever makes sense for points, I suppose. Thanks for that suggestion. Keep them coming. I'm just going to re-enable Superfetch in case it makes a difference. Gotta start the service for Turbo V clearly. Is that a hang or is 32M this slow on this platform? Man, serious? Yeah, it's a hang. Maybe I should have broken down this big block of ice before I put it in the bucket. Okay, let's try 20 mult. Alright, that's the result. Just rerun a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab that for 32M just to have a result. I may not not be on the best cores now that I'm thinking about it. And we should be good to go for 1024M. Gonna start my stopwatch again. So where's everyone from, and what's your relationship with extreme overclocking or overclocking in general? How did you find the stream? Any improvement suggestions? Just let me know. Oh, you found, so yeah, my block just came loose. I actually don't have enough eyes, which seems incredible, but I don't. Don't have time for it. Yeah, that's a shame. Benching takes so long, especially stuff like 3D. It's just incredible how long benching takes. Gonna hook up a RAM fan. Oh man. Saying that about benching though, there's a few commands here. If you do ! hardware bot, you get to my hardware bot profile. !team is my hardware bot team. Got Insta, quite a few different commands in here. Just go ! commands if you want a complete list. Alright, where were we? What I will say about benching is there are quite a few people out there with families and kids who still manage to do it at a high level, so that's encouraging. There are ways to, later on in your benching career, I suppose, to be efficient, which is good, to still be able to compete. Instant reboot. Yeah, I might leave. Not sure what I'm going to do. I'm thinking of just running W prime and Cinebench and then ending the stream. Just because 4K is going to be a nightmare to, to dial in. Please complete. Okay. 7.66 is actually better than my best. If I remember right. I had a 7.8. So I'm going to grab that screenshot with Turbo V as well, just for the for the core frequency. And then I'm just going to give it one rerun, because it usually gets faster. And rerun. No, it didn't. Well, I jinxed it. Okay. Starting my stopwatch and starting 1024 M. Okay, an in-OS fail is interesting. Let's bump up vCore a tiny bit. That's slow, but at least it completed. Well, it seems to still be running, so that's good. Yeah, man. Not happy. Not happy at all. Well, W prime is a pretty hot bench. I might just go on to Cinebench, see how that runs. So what can I do to make this run better? Let's go to 19.5 modes. Should have upped the vCore, of course. Okay, let's go on to Cinebench. I said it last time, but this time I'm actually gonna do it. Man, this mount is so bad. Thanks for all the follows, guys. Much appreciated. I try to stream every Friday night Aussie time, so that's sort of like morning time. Europe. Not sure how that applies to the US. I think it's pretty bad timing for the US, to be honest, for most time zones. Okay, let's set our voltages. Let's go for 1.5. Let's see how 1.5 reacts at 18 mult, let's say. Or, yeah, 18 mult. See if it's purely a heat thing. At least give it high, not real time, because that would be insane. So this is our first visual bench of the day, right? Look, it's rendering a pretty image. Next run I'm going to time so I can do a real-time run or an off-screen run, which is more or less the same thing, because you don't know, you can't see the progress of the bench. So I even have some condensation on my lines now, but just not getting the right contact, I suppose. Anyone watching the World Series of Poker at the moment? New South Wales, Marius. Good old New South Wales. So right now we're on Australian Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I'm a New South Welshman. 459 Cinebench, that doesn't even look so insane. I think my 7350K the other day was 600 points. Now that's LN2, but it's 4 threads. This is 5 threads. This is actually not insanely bad. I'm gonna grab a screen cap in case I get some sort of weird issues with my system. Okay, this is more fun than W prime, I have to admit already. I need the whole rendered image, don't I? Hopefully you guys can still see. Okay. Let's try for 20 mult, and let's also time the run, which is really important. Will there ever be another release of Cinebench, I wonder? Probably not at this point, but it would be nice. I'm surprised this is looking like it's going to pass. It's a 504. Can you open a beer with a CPU? Yeah, I can. I will actually do that. I take requests. So my last was 459. This is now 500 plus. We're getting places here. I forgot to stop my timer. So it's like a 1 minute 30-ish run. Okay, it seems to be liking the 1.5 vCore and Cinebench, so that's good. Let's go higher. Okay, let's try 21 multiplier. Gonna time this one as well, actually. Ugh. Okay. Delayed while deleting. Yeah, it looks like a hang. Okay, let's do something here. Wait, let's drop back down to the other multiplier and do a real-time run. This is probably gonna hang, but time for Hybrid once again. So Phenom 960T. Starting to get condensation on my lines. What did I miss, chat? What did I miss? I need more screens. Okay, that's a 509 pass. The delidding discussion again. Delidding sucks. I don't know why they would put us through that. So that gave me 5 points. That's pretty solid, actually. Okay, let's go up in PCLK a little bit. That should be alright. Yeah, toothpaste does suck. So, Cinebench 630 on LN2 is the best. I just got a 509. Oh. I'm 4th for this chip. What? I'm looking at the wrong rankings. Need to go to 5 cores. Oh, there's Mick. Damn it, I need to beat Mick. Come on, give me 50 results. Oh, there's only 22 results. Well, I'm not last. I'm second last currently. But Mick is at 533. Yeah, I'm cooling limited, I think. And I haven't binned my cores yet. The run should almost be over. I'm at 1 minute 20 now. So another 10 seconds. 513. Another 4 points. Let's just keep BCLKing until I can't BCLK anymore. Another couple. Let's go 205. 205 is a good number. Yeah, this is going to be my last bench. I may stop the stream and then fiddle around a bit with 4K, but it is 11 o'clock at night and I've got work tomorrow, but it's been a fun stream so far. And I'm really hyped about becoming a Twitch affiliate. I just have to fill in my tax information and then should be good to go. I'll have the ability to enable subs, enable emotes, some more transcoding options, that kind of thing. So that's good. Sleeping is for the weak. Yes, I agree. But I'm old and weak these days. Okay, that's not passing. All right, I'm going to shut down the system. Thanks all for watching. Let's show you the ice bucket again, actually. I'm running out of ice anyway. You know, there's not much left there. I may just mess around with it for a little bit. But next stream is Friday. Friday sort of morning European time. Friday night Aussie time. I'm not sure what I'm streaming yet, but I may send out an update on Twitter or Insta when I know. Until then, see you next time.